From a young age, we were told that you need to study hard to get good grades. You need to get good grades that you can pass the class. You need to pass the class to go on to the next level. From there, we're told to go to college so that you can earn that degree. And then from there, you get a good job. And that good job gives you a good life. And to be honest, after doing that 16-year path, the American dream is a lie. And so in this video, I'm not talking about the chance of learning a higher education, because education is a powerful tool. What I'm referring to is the propaganda of this American dream. If you go to school and you get these good grades and you go to college, you get your degree, and you'll be able to get that job that you want that'll lead to a great life. That if you do these things, this will work out in your favor. My wife and I were talking recently about how as we grew up, that was the billboard. The American dream, it's not the key to success. It's not the door to all your greatest adventures and dreams. The American dream might have worked for many, many people, because I feel like the American dream is more of a goal for the generation of my parents. My wife said this, and she is so wise. She said, we did the things that we were told to do, the things that we were supposed to do. We're told that if we go get an education, we're told that if we stick to the books and we go to college, that everything will work out. We're told to trust people. We're told that the people who are in the higher up are for you. We're told that the food industry is serving you its best interest. We're told in the faith area that the people who are talking about the Bible, every word is true that they're saying, that we should just take everything that we hear in the world and accept it as truth. And it's just not. In America, it's the 16-year path, 12 years in school, give or take 4+ years going to college or trade school. And it hurts, you know, like I'm 29 years old. My wife is 28. And you look around, the people, the industries, the messages, it's supposed to be black and white. This is good and this is evil, but we live in a world that is gray. It takes a lot to try and discern through what is good, what is evil, what is worth it, what is not, what is the wisest path I should take with my life, and what isn't. Should I go spend 16 years for a maybe, or is there a different path? Should I believe every word that someone tells me, or should I hear them and then take each thought into account and study them and see if it is true or not? The food that we're putting into our bodies, should we just take it as it is? All food is good, especially if it has a label that says it is. The messages that we hear on TV, social media about faith, are we to just accept it because the person is speaking about what we believe in, so it must be true? One of my greatest treasures, besides my faith, is coming home and opening the door and seeing my beautiful wife, my best friend, and our 2 kids. That's it. That is the dream for me. They say it's the American dream. I don't really know who they is. It's more of just culture itself. But what do I want for my life? What do I want to do? To be honest, that question is pushed a lot in the first 12 years of your life. Truth is, I'm 29 years old and I'm still figuring that out. And to be real, I don't know if that many people have it figured out. Meg and I have talked a lot that honestly, it feels like a lot of people are faking it, just going through the motions and pretending to have it all figured out. And so when I see someone and they're doing great, or at least appears to be great, and they, you know, whether it be on social media or in your daily life, it might make me feel bad because I'm like, wow, they've got it all figured out. When I realize that, you know, all of us make mistakes. We are all human. My grandfather says, everybody wakes up in the morning and puts their pants on one leg, puts their pants on one leg at a time. And so what is true? What is real? Forget the American dream. What is the dream for your life? Personally, I believe it all comes back to purpose and why we're here. Who made us? Who designed us? Who gives us breath? Who knows us better than anybody? Who has written us a book that has all of life's answers, principles, tricks, hacks, everything. And that's what I'm choosing to build my blueprints for my life on. Because in a world that is trying to tell you who you should be, what you should do, why you should do it, where you should go, how to do it, who to go with. What I'm learning is it's best to just stop and think for yourself. I think every single one of us has a unique path that we are to take. We will each wear a different pair of shoes. The shoes might be similar, but we'll never have the same path. Each of us have a set of skills that we currently love. And I say currently because there's a lot more skills that you can learn. You don't just have to stick to one skill. I fell in love with a camera at 9 years old, and I'm 29. So 20 years later, I still love camera work, storytelling, video editing, but now I enjoy graphic design, making products that could help somebody that I could wear and try to motivate myself to keep going. I love to use social media. It's an incredible tool. I love drawing, and now being able to use that with the technology that we have these days. There's so many things. I enjoy cooking, and I'm learning how to garden. My wife and I are learning how to remodel our house, one little tile at a time. If there are 5 things that I could leave you with that I am learning that have truly helped me, the first would be self-education. I don't want anyone to leave this video and think that getting an education is bad or evil. Not at all. It should be an amazing experience, because when you learn something new and you're curious and you go and search for the answer and you learn it, and then you go, hey, how does this apply to my life? How can I use this in this area? It's so cool. And I'm for higher education. I'm just talking about how the world seems to use this propaganda of the American dream is the standard, and that if you follow the American dream, everything will work out. I just personally believe it's not real. Maybe it has worked out for some. That's great. But I don't think that it is a promising thing to follow, which is why I say self-education, learning things outside the classroom, is truly an amazing, never-ending learning experience. Always being able to learn something new. You don't just have to have one skill, one mindset of, well, I'm only good at this. Okay, sure. For now, you practice on another thing you love, and then you'll be good at that too. And you do that over and over, and next thing you know, you got a whole tool set. Number 2 is your name. Recently, I was in a situation, and my wife reminded me, hey, don't let anybody take your name and rub it in the dirt. Scripture tells us that a good name is basically worth more than any treasure. Everybody has the chance to have a name that when people hear it, they go, man, that person, I know that they're there for me. I know if I needed them, they'd be there. I know I can trust them. I know that if I ask them, they'll do it, or they'll come through. They see someone that they believe in or want to be like. But the cool part is that you and I can have a good name. We each have the chance to live an honest life. We have the chance to truly make a difference in this world, but that's up to you and me. The third is your skill set. I'm so thankful, looking back, that I kept my love for filmmaking when I was first introduced to it about 9 years old. And none of this is to say, look at me. I'm just reflecting on my own self. I didn't wait to go to college to then learn how to use my camera. No, my mom let me use her VHS camcorder. I'm thankful that I just went ahead and started just making videos for fun, because that carried into the rest of my life. My friends and I in high school, when we were 17 years old, we ended up making a full-length movie that was about 90 minutes long called Reflections. And I'm grateful to say we were able to put it in 2 movie theaters and sold out. About 1,000 people came. I mean, it was cool. And after high school, I basically turned that skill of filmmaking and editing into a side business. I'll say this for another video, but at one point in growing my one-person business, it led me to a path where I was even able to quit my 9-to-5 job, because I had so much video work coming in that I just couldn't do both. And to this day, 20 years later, I'm still using the camera. While you are growing your education, while you're self-educating yourself, whatever you love to do, you can use that skill to help you in that day, whether that be just learning how to do whatever it is really good. And then you will be able to take that with you throughout your life and use it. I have used freelance work so many times, and it has helped Meg and I in so many situations. And I could not do it without her. Like, she is the golden ticket. Like, she is everything. Scripture tells us that a highly skilled person will be able to stand before kings and not obscure men. So that is so encouraging to me, because it's like, okay, if I put in the work and get really good at my skills, that I will stand out, not to the just the average person, that people who are in higher positions will notice that. And that's really cool. Number 4 is be curious and ask questions. Don't take everything that you hear as truth. I'm not saying you should question everything because you're paranoid. I'm just learning that the world isn't black and white. There is a lot of gray out there, and it's hard to tell because sometimes the things that are evil are displayed as good. What has helped me is to ask hard questions about anything. Be curious. Why is it that way? The biggest garbage is, well, this is how it's always been. It is what it is. This is the way it's always been done, and so we're just going to keep doing it. Well, what if the way it's always been done is wrong? What if it's not wrong, but what if it could be even better? You know, I've learned to not be closed-minded, to keep an open mind, to wonder, not wonder in the sense of being naive, but to think for yourself and then look to see if it is true or not. There's actually a video on my channel where I took 9 months to look for the truth in the Bible to see if whether or not the things that I grew up believing were actually in those scriptures. And I realized that a lot of it wasn't. And that was a true story that happened in the year of 2017, to not only share what happened, what I went through and learned, but to hopefully encourage someone else to just take a second look. You'd be surprised in a lot of areas of life when you take a second look. So if you'd like to watch that video, you'll find it on my channel. I'll also put a link in the description below. And this leads to number 5. I wish growing up, the pressure wasn't about figuring everything out for your life in those moments. I think it's good to think about, but it sure is a lot of pressure on basically kids having to make adult decisions. Not saying that we're not capable of making hard decisions or wise ones, but sometimes I wish it was more about just letting us grow up, learning the good and evil of the world, being taught a skill set, getting an education, not for the sake of trying to win a golden ticket to the college of your dreams, but simply getting an education because it is the golden ticket of living your life. Being a dad, you start seeing all the things that you start remembering, all the things that were, taught and pushed onto yourself growing up. And then you were like, okay, now it's my chance to either pass that down or take a moment and go, what is good from that and what is not? So number 5 would really just to be slow down, just breathe and enjoy where you are. We need to have a plan of where we want to go, but we also need to be content where we are and enjoy today because we're not promised tomorrow. It's a lot to say, okay, you need to study hard for the next 16 years of your life and boast about tomorrow when nobody knows if tomorrow's coming. What if we were like, hey, this could be where we go in the future, but we're not there yet. We're in today. And today, let's make the most of it, whether that be learning something new, growing a current skill set, and enjoying being with the people who you love, not taking a single second for granted. Last thing I want to share with you is I was listening to a podcast, and it was a daughter interviewing her dad who had been a therapist for 40 plus years. And basically, he said that wrong is always wrong. But if you choose to keep the banner in your mind of I've been wronged and you never learn from it, then you're missing out on a great opportunity. But if you choose to say I've been through this bad situation, I've been wronged, but I'm choosing to take wisdom from it. And so I share that to say, whatever we're going through, whether you are in high school, middle school, going into college, you've just graduated, you're like me, I'm 29 years old, you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. Give it to the 100s. Maybe there's a few out there. If we take whatever situation we're in, and instead of saying, what does the world want me to know? What is the world telling me I should do and think and all that? If we take whatever situation we're in, whether it's a good one or a bad one, and say, okay, what wisdom can I learn from this so I can use that to build a better future, to make myself wiser? I hope this video can be encouraging to you, whatever stage of life you are in, because each of us have right here the tool that we need to build our life. And I believe you can do it. But what do you guys think? Have you ever been told the American dream or something else? I don't know. I'd be curious to see what you guys think. And check out the link in the description where you can find Pocket Wisdom. It's a new tool I've created to help you build your life with wisdom and creativity so we can live a fulfilling life. And thank you for watching this video. It means so much to me as I'm trying to do all this behind the scenes work and putting these videos together to grow this YouTube channel, to see where it could lead. Okay, see you later.